All right, so place value of decimals is what we're working on. Here's your decimal, and the decimal always says and. Okay, anything that comes behind the decimal says and. Okay, all right, so looking over here, we've got our whole numbers. So anything to the left of the decimal is a whole number. You learned in elementary that 0 or OTH means ones, tens, and hundreds. All right, and then we go ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds. Okay, it's a pattern that repeats itself. The only thing that changes is this comma. So this first comma means that these numbers are ones, tens, 100, 1,000. Okay, this comma says that this is 1, 10, 100, million. And then this comma says 1, 10, 100, billion. The only thing that changes is the name, is the last name or the name that the comma gives. Okay, everything else is going to be the same. Now, to the right of the decimal, these are your decimal numbers. So the decimal says and. This first line isn't the ones place because we don't have a ones place. This decimal takes its place. So it is the tenths. T-E-N-T-H-S. Okay, tenths place. The next place value is the hundredths. It's 100 T-H-S. Okay. Notice that all the decimals end in T-H-S. And then this last one, which is the new one for y'all, is the thousandths. Again, 1,000 T-H-S. All right, so we have our ones, tens, hundreds, 1, 10, 100,000, 1, 10, 100 million, 1, 10, 100 billion. And then we have our decimal, which says and. The first place is the tenths, second place is the hundredths, and the third is the thousandths. So tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Think of it in snaps. All right, so we know that standard form is just the number. Okay, anytime it asks for a number, a word, or a word problem, or anything that says what's this number written in standard form, they just want you to write the number. That's it. Standard form means put it in number form. Okay, then we have written form. Written form means we're just going to take it and we're going to write the number in words. That means you're spelling it out. You're not writing the number. Okay? Write the number in words. And a key to this one is write it like you say it. Okay, if you can say it, you can write it. And then the last one is expanded notation. Okay, an expanded notation is the number represented as the sum of each digit in a number multiplied by its place value. So let's write that out. The number represented as the sum of each digit. In a number. And then multiplied by its place value. So an example would be if I have the number 24.37, that's 24 and 37 hundredths. That means the 2 is in the tens place, so I'm going to put 2 times 10. The 4 is in the ones place, so I'm going to put plus 4 times 1. Okay, the 3 is in the tens place, so I'm going to put plus 3 times 0.1. Okay, so a 1 in the place value, 0.1, plus 7 times 0.01, because I have a 7 in the the hundredths place. Sorry, tenths, hundredths. So a 7 is in the hundredths place, so I have to multiply it by 0.01 hundredths. Okay, 0.01 1/100ths. All right, so that is the definitions for written, standard, and expanded notation. So let's do some practice problems. Okay, so this first number, it's 43.27. How would you write that in word form? So think about it. 43, the point says and then 27, and it's in the second place value. So look at it, and you would write 43, and this number is 27, so I'm going to put 27. And the 7 is in the second place, so that's in the hundredths place. So I'm going to put 27 hundredths. $43, whole number, and decimal, 27 hundredths. All right. So look at this one. If I wanted this one in written form, 56 and then this number right here, just how would you write that? And then where's the number end? So I'm going to start it. So 56 and, okay, how would you finish this problem? You should have said 457 thousandths. $56 and decimal 457, because those three numbers, if you just forget the decimal, you look at those three numbers, that's 457. So you're right, 457. And then that 7 ends in the last third place past the decimal, so it says thousandths. Okay? So write this one in word form or written form. How would you write this number in written form? Okay, you should have said 38 and 497 thousandths. Okay, 38, that's 38. Decimal says and. That number is 497, so 497. The 7 is the last place in the number, so it is in the thousandths place. All right, so how would you write this one? 4.005. How would you write that in written form? How would you write 4.005 in written form? Okay, 4 and if you look at that number, it's just the number 5. There's nothing there. It's just 5. 4 and 5. But that 5 is the third place behind the decimal. So tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So 5 thousandths. Four and 5 thousandths. That's it. All right. Put this one in word form. How would you write that? How would you put that in written form or word form? Okay. So 2,000. $600. $47. And, okay, so 2,000. So 2 is in the thousands place, so 2,000. Notice I put a comma. Then this number is 647. 647. Decimal says and. 4. And the 4 is the second place behind the decimal, so tenths, hundredths. So 4 hundredths. $2,647 and 4 hundredths. That's how you'd write that in written form. Okay, so let's look at some in expanded form. Okay, so let's look at this one. It says 24 and 37 hundredths. So if we're going to put it in expanded form, the 2 is in the tens place. So I'm going to put 2 times 10, and I'm going to put that inside the parentheses. Add a plus sign. The next number is 4. The 4 is in the ones place, so I'm going to put 4 times 1 inside parentheses. Plus, the 3 is in the tenths place, so I'm going to put parentheses 3 times 0.1, because that's a tenth. And then I'm going to add the 7. So 7 times 0.01, because it's 0.07. Okay, so there's expanded notation. All right, let's do another one. 647 and 243 thousandths. So the 6 is in the hundreds place, so I'm going to say 6 times 100 plus the 4, it's in the tens place, so 4 times 10 plus 7 times 1. All right, and then we're going to add the decimal numbers. So how would you finish 243 thousandths? Where would you put your numbers? All right, so the 2 is in the tenths place, so you'd say plus 2 times 0.1, okay, because it's the first number behind the decimal, plus 4 times 0.01, okay, 0, 4 becomes a 1, plus 3 times 0.001. So the first number behind the decimal is 0.1, second number is 0.01, the third number is 0.001. All right, so this is expanded notation for a decimal. All right, the next one, 50.007, or 50 and 7 thousandths. So we're going to start with 5 times 10, because there's a 5 in the tens place, plus, I don't need anything for these zeros, so I'm just going to skip on down to the 7 times 0.001. Okay, so 5 in the tens place, you don't do anything for the zeros. 7 is in the thousandths place. All right, the next one is already in expanded form. It wants us to put it in, I want to put it in standard form. Well, here's the best way to do this. Look at your biggest and your smallest numbers. So right here, I know I'm going to go to the hundreds place. So I'm going to make my marks. 1, 2, 3. Ones, tens, and hundreds. Place the decimal. And then I know I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 places to the right of the decimal. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And then all I have to do is fill in the blanks. So 5 times 100. So I'm going to go whole number side to the hundreds place and put a 5. 4 times 10. So I'm going to go to the left in the whole number side. There's a tens place and I'm going to put a 4. 3 times 1. So there's a 3 in the ones place. So I'm going to place it here to the left of the decimal. So 543 is my first number. And 9 times 1/10. So that means 0.1. So 0.1, I need to put a 9. Plus 6 times 0.001. So 0.001. And she wants to put a 6 there, so put a 6. Now, there was no hundreds place, so in its place, we're just going to put a 0. Okay? All right. Do this one. All right. Put that one in standard form for me. Put that in standard form. Okay, so 4 times 1,000, so that's 1, 2, 3 place values to the left of the whole of the decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4 total. Okay, 3 zeros and a 1. So 4 total places because I'm going to the thousands. Add a decimal. Decimal 0, 1, so I'm going 2 places to the right of the decimal. 1, 2. So there's this quick and easy lineup. So now I'm going to start with 4 times 1,000. So I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4 places, and I'm going to put a 4. 3 times 10, so that's 2 places. 1, 2, I'm going to place a 3. 5 times 1, so I'm going to go 1 place to the left and place my 5. So that means what's going to go here is a 0. All right, 6 times 0.01, so 0.01 would be here, and I'm going to put a 6. So that means a 0 would go here. So your answer is 4,035. Oops, sorry, 35 and 6 hundredths. Okay, so I'm going to give you some work tomorrow after your science test to practice place value. Use these notes, writing it in expanded form and standard form. Okay, we will practice written form on, well, probably Wednesday. Okay, or Thursday, sorry. Okay, so work on this tomorrow. As soon as you finish your math CBA, you'll work on this today as soon as you finish your math CBA. And then I will give you something to work on either after the math CBA if you finish this, or you need to finish work for another class. Okay?